Hi friends, Wizdy here, welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm really excited to bring you this one and I believe it's going to be a good one. I've created a new Sand Devil 25 farming team. So let's talk first about the three strategies or three different teams that everyone is using to beat Sand Devil 25. I already have a couple of videos that I've created on two of the three strategies to beat Sand Devil 25 and farm it consistently, but all the three teams or strategies are lacking something that I believe that we're solving today with the team that I created. We have first the most common that almost everyone is using, Aniri plus Ninja or Newt or Cronam or Walking Tomb Drang. Those two-man strategy teams that I have a couple of videos on explaining the speeds, the stats and everything. That's basically depending on the Sand Devil having that first hard hit and then killing the whole team, the two members of the team, Aniri in the leader spot reviving herself, then the other member using her passive and the other revive, the other member doing damage, and then the cycle is repeated. The problem with this team that we're all using, I've been using it consistently and I have a couple of videos on it. I'm using Aniri and Newt, that it takes around 2 minutes in average to take down Sand Devil 25. Coming back to my main account and trying to optimize things, I'm looking for a more optimal, a faster team basically to farm, which is what I was trying to achieve. The second team, which also achieves the same time, I had an old video on it. I think I took it from Bronco, which is using a revive on the champion like Meroka. I was using Meroka in my previous video, reviving everyone using the revive on death and then doing damage and repeating the cycle again till the Sand Devil is down. That also takes around a minute and a half or 2 minutes depending on who you have on the team. The third strategy that's only for super in-game players that are lucky enough to get Siphi is basically depending on Siphi having that irresistible sleep. So put sleep on the boss, put as many debuffs as possible, and then nuking the boss down before he wakes up and takes a turn. So this third strategy needs very high requirements, speed and accuracy and damage to do it like this and farm it the fastest way possible. Without Siphi, this team is not 100% consistent because Siphi is the only champion in the game with an irresistible sleep on her A1. I've seen people that do have that level of gear but not Siphi trying to build the same. There are two champions in the game that can replace Siphi with 100% sleep but not the irresistible part. So this team will have a 3% fair rate, which can happen more often than 3%, costing you to lose a lot of energy. I'm using these two champions in my comp today that I'll show you, which is Cornelia and Adeline. Adeline was a free login champion that everyone has, but I'm adding my own flavor to this team. And why I like it best, because it's combining two things, being 100% consistent and farming the Sand Devil as fast as possible. No further delays, let me show you the team and the fastest run I had with it so far. Then I'll show you the runs, I'll explain the team and everything, stats, speed and everything. So this is the team that you're seeing on the screen here. What I love about this team, and I've done the same by the way if you've seen my Ice Golem Heart team, my point of view is that there is a big gap between in-game players that have a very high level of gear that are showing us those crazy teams and the rest of the mid to in-game players who either have been playing for a shorter time so don't have the same level of gear, or are playing more casually, so same conclusions that they don't have the same level of gear. So instead of having that all or none factor, you either can build those crazy teams or not, I usually like to come up with those hybrid teams. So we're using our basic strategy, having Aniri and Newt in the team. That gives us the 100% consistency. But then I'm adding the hybrid part about putting the sleep, enemy max HP, as many debuffs as possible, so that we can have this run. As you can see here, I did it in 11 turns, 18 seconds basically. That was my fastest run. We'll show the team and we'll run it a couple of times here. The main thing, like I said, is that this can either be a super fast team, or if we have that 3% for whatever reason, it falls back to being a Aniri Newt team, the standard team. And we will discuss options. Everyone on this team is replaceable by more budget options or other champions except for Aniri. Aniri is very unique because of her passive and revive, especially because of her revive with all skills off cooldown. So Aniri is irreplaceable, but everyone else is. After we show the team a few times, I'll talk to you about options that we can replace people with. So let's go back to the game and start doing a few runs from the team just to show you how it runs and what happens here. Okay, everything is set. And again, we'll talk about, so first thing, we'll talk about AI setup and everything. Aniri must be in the lead position so that in case the run fails, she can do her thing and then it's back to the two-man team. So the fastest one on the team is Adeline, who will place three debuffs, including sleep. And then Ramantu will place some other debuffs here. Brimstone landed, which is great. We have 5-star Brimstone on Adeline and whatever I have on Ramantu. That causes more damage to the boss as an additional debuff. And also when the boss takes a turn, it will cause him more damage, as we'll see right now. You see here, so the boss only got a little bit of health left that Newt can just, as soon as he's revived, take him down. That's in average a 30-second run, and if all stars are aligned, as you can see, as I've shown you in the screenshot, it can be 18 seconds. HP, Marius is best here because he's one of the hardest hitting, triple hit, and he gives increased defense to my Newt. And then basically the boss will take everyone down, but after the boss health is down enough that as soon as Aniri is revived and revives Newt, he will take the boss down with his triple hit right now. Come on, don't do this. But yeah, so it's an average. It's good that you've seen such a bad run now. In average, it's 30-second run, 35 seconds run. But if everything goes wrong, as I was saying, it's back to being the two-man team in less than a minute. But if it goes fast enough, most of the time it will save you a lot of time farming for events and everything. Like and subscribe to the channel to help me bring back some of those resources that I'm spending. So Brimstone, for example, didn't land this time. This will definitely make this run longer because the boss Newt instead, this is my slow Newt, I need to enhance his damage. Basically, when the boss kills everyone, I think it will take us 2 hits, 2 times, not 1 revive, to take the boss down. So that will definitely make this run like basically longer. It will be around a minute if I'm not mistaken. But let's talk about options and replacements. So first of all, Aniri in the lead position. Let's actually examine the stats here and everything. So we can talk about options but also check the stats. So Aniri is in the lead position. My Aniri is at 200 speed. I think she needs to be a few points slower if we talk about speed tuning. So you're 100% sure there is no possibility of failure here. My Aniri is tanky, 4.4k defense and 88k HP. That's more than enough. Resistance is not relevant here to this run, but as I said, all stats and speeds are okay. Just make her a few points of speed slower if you can. Newt here is at 197. Probably you can make him faster. The only thing that he needs to be slower than Adeline and Ramantu. Other than that, he's good. That's why I couldn't have my faster Newt with more damage on him, because he's faster than the other champions. Basically, Newt in a typical damage stats, as we can see here, I can definitely increase his crit damage. This is my slow and weaker Newt basically. Marius in my best gear, he'll always be, so he's one of the best. Till now, let's go back and talk about this. If you don't have Newt, can you have Ninja, Kronam, Walking Doomtrang, whoever you had previously with Aniri in this run? Yes, 100% you can, but the run is going to be slower. Marius can be, in my best gear of course, check the stats here, he can be any enemy max HP champion. Acresia, Cold Heart, Royal Guard, Husk, whoever you have that you built for other content, but he needs to be fast enough. Basically what we want here, we want everyone to take a turn after Adeline puts the sleep on the boss and take down at least half of the boss's health before he does his first hit and kills everyone, so that Aniri and the other champion remaining won't spend a lot of time killing the boss, because the whole purpose of having this team is to farm faster than the typical Aniri and another champion team. Adeline here, so Adeline is a sleep champion. If we talk about replacements, there are only 2 champions, correct me if I'm wrong, in the game that can play sleep with 100%. It's only Adeline, who's a Lego, but all of us have her from the free login. The benefit from Adeline is that she does have a 5-star blessing on her that we got from the free login. So you can put Brimstone on her, she'll have very high probability of placing Brimstone and having one more debuff and more damage on the boss. What is the disadvantage of Adeline is that she's a Lego. You have to book her A3, or you have to book her basically to get her sleep to 100%. Who is the budget replacement for her is an epic, Cornelia. So Cornelia, because she's an epic, she's easier to book. But if you have Cornelia in that spot, of course she will work, because though she's weak affinity to level 25, which is force, but she's placing the sleep. So the affinity won't be an issue here. What you need on this champion, whoever is placing the sleep, Adeline or Cornelia, to be above 270 speed and 500 accuracy, so that they will land it consistently on the boss. The last position we have is Ramantu. Ramantu, or anyone who applies multiple debuffs, I think a good replacement would be Ruella, for example. I think that Ruella places 3 debuffs on her. Let's actually check her, because that's one of the things. I think that Ruella might be the best replacement for Ramantu here, but I'm not sure if she'll put decreased defense and weaken. So let's find Ruella here. Okay, actually that's great. So we're losing one debuff from Ramantu's, which is maybe the block buffs, but decreased speed we already have from Adeline. But if you're using the budget options you want, so if you use Cornelia, Cornelia will place only the sleep, while Adeline, another advantage in her favor, she's placing 3 debuffs, so you can do more damage to the boss based on the number of debuffs. While here, if you talk about the budget options, you'll have Cornelia, and you'll have Ruella placing 3 debuffs. Decreased speed is good to have, but it's also an additional debuff. So you'll have 4 debuffs, basically that run with very good damage on your damage dealers. You'll take probably maximum half of the boss's health before he kills everyone. But Ruella would be the budget option instead of Ramantu. And sequence wise, if we go back to the team, Adeline is the fastest, putting up sleep, decrease attack and decrease speed. Ramantu is second fastest to put whatever he can. Theoretically, he will put everything up except for the True Fear unless he weak hits. Hopefully we'll have Brimstone from one of them to make the run go fastest. And then the 2 damage dealers will take turns. The boss will kill everyone, and then Aniri and Nude or whoever is left will take him down. One of the other things that I love about this team is that, except for Aniri, who you need to have from a void shard basically, Nude was a fusion a couple of years ago, and he's replaceable by Marius is guaranteed for everyone, and he is replaceable if you don't have him yet with other enemy max HP champions. Adeline was guaranteed from free login, or you can replace her by a non-void epic, which is Cornelia, and Ramantu is guaranteed from the missions, or again you can replace him by a non-void epic. So this team, the stats are not budget because this is one of the toughest pieces of content in the game. But everyone is replaceable, but someone who is a little bit budget, let's say. So let's do another run here. I'm hoping for one of those best time runs to wrap up the video. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to getting to 3K on the channel, hopefully soon. And I'll see you next time.